All right, we're making stuff for YEAT and Uzi today. Let's go. So first thing we're gonna start out with is just the classic YEAT sound, the tubular bell. It was originally at F, I pitched it down 2 because I want my sample to be in D sharp minors. Now, if that don't inspire a bunch of YEAT sounds, I don't know what does. Next, I'm gonna move on to my main chord. This is just gonna be the entire bounce of the melody, so let's listen. So a lot of things to make these synth melodies sound more bouncy and interesting is the bit at the bass. So I played these synth chords like I would guitar power chords. So you have those little stutters in between, and that's what creates the bounce. So yeah, you want to make the bottom bass lines bouncy, and then you want to have a nice simple top line. Now, I didn't want to do anything too crazy here because I'm trying to keep it simple and catchy. So just some like easy, glidey top line that's just going to fill in the space nicely. Nice. So after our first chord, that is in Serum, that's called Chord Rolling Loud. It's in Synthetic's Flux Bank. We got this next one right here. So I'm basically just stacking a lot of synth chords just to fill out the frequencies. We have this more wavy one. This is from Fendi and Morse's Off-Road Bank. Shout out those guys, crazy. Same MIDI as well. And with that, we can move on to our third chord. Again, same MIDI. I really like this one because it's super gritty. And it gives it kind of that 8-bit feel that we're going for. And then next, again, we can go to our key. This one's called Ashes. Again, I love this one because the sound just is crazy, wonky, and weird. I think that's the whole point we're going for with this sound selection. Obviously, there's a clean synth sounds, but you want to add some like funky textures and layers just to make it stand out a little bit more. After that, we just got ourselves a nice little pad. Again, same MIDI, keeping it real simple, nothing crazy. And shout out again, Fendi and Morse, Off-Road Bank. This is their pad, Boston, super crazy. I just got this one drenched in reverb as well, so my usual Valhalla. I went for the 80s one for this one just because I wanted it to be super wet and just a bigger sounding reverb, if that makes any sense. And then we have this lead. Now this is kind of where I changed it up a little bit and add something different because you can't have the same MIDI on every channel. So we got this lead right here. I wanted to have that classic like kind of synth ARP wavy bit. It's in like a few YEAT songs, so I just figured, something in the background just to make it a little bit different and not keep the same synth chords for like the entire time. I really like those descending ARPs. You can use synths that have ARPs already, but I think if you make them yourself, they're just going to fit better and they're going to be easier to do. So I got this little triplet action going, just a simple descending one just to fill in the background. So I'm going to let you hear it with a chord to see what it sounds like. Now already that sounds insane, and then when we add all the rest of the layers, it just sounds even better. So then we got this bass going. This one's called Destroyer. I really like this one. All these basses are basically just like insane. This one is this is a Florence 2 one. This is from Noise with Synthetic. So I really like these ones because they're super crunchy and they're super just hard hitting, and it instantly sounds like a YEAT type sample. And then when I take this all away, we can hear our sample in full. Okay, so for arrangement, you want to drop out a ton of stuff just so it's not repetitive, but you want to keep your main elements. So we had all the pads going, the chords going before, so I'm just going to have this main key and the quiet pad in the bass. Keep the bell nice and quiet in the back just for a texture. Bring back another sound as we build up to the hook again. We just want to slowly build the energy back up until we can hit that hook again. So with that, there's our sample. Now we get to move on to the beat. Let's go. So in our beat project, as usual, first thing I'm going to do is solo the sample, and then we can just pull out our loop here. And we can just start out with the clap. So I've got two. I've got a main clap, and then I've just got this classic Zay snare, and it goes like this. And then with that as well, I have got these two little effects from the hologram kit. Shout out the hologram drum kit, super crazy. Oh. That move sound is insane. And I got the lasers. And then now we can move on to our hi-hats. Again, most important things about the hi-hats is literally just messing with the velocities and making sure it's as bouncy as possible. And again, to do those automation changes really easily, just hit A in your piano roll, go up, and you can drag like this just to do big changes and big slopes like that. And now we can move on to the 808. So we're not trying to use too many sounds in this because a lot of YEAT beats are pretty simple. So when we go to our 808, there's gonna be no kick. We're just gonna do the spins. I've got it distorted pretty heavily, but I'll let you hear the pattern first, and then we can get into that. So yeah, super simple. I'm literally just following the synth chords like to a T. I don't want to do anything too crazy. I want to keep it extra bouncy, super catchy. So on our 808, we've got our typical compressor. I have my spins preset up. You basically just want to distort it at the top end as much as you can, and then keep the low end thumpy, but not too crazy. So after that, we can talk about arrangement in the beat. So I'm going to play the second half of the hook and then let you go into the verse to see what it sounds like. Similar to what I did in the sample before, but it just shows even more when the whole beat is put together, how the arrangement can really make a difference. All the drums drop out when the verse hits, and then they come back in. That's just an instant thing that's going to signify that you've left the chorus. So yeah, guys, that's a whole entire beat. I hope this is pretty easy. I try to keep everything as simple as possible and just extra catchy, nothing too crazy. You don't want to layer too many sounds when you're making beats like this. You want to let the artist do their thing. So hope you guys all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.